Don't be who everybody says you're supposed to be, because 9 times out of 10, they're wrong. They've drawn a box and they're trying to fit you into the box they understand. And most of us then alter ourselves to fit the box somebody else gave us. I am Wonder Wendy, and that started out in a completely different way. It started out as a pet name from my husband before we were even married. And it was very much patterned after Wonder Woman. And for a long time, I embraced that Wonder Woman image. Everything, if it had a star on it, I bought it. Half of my wardrobe had stars on it for a while. And then somewhere in the last few years, Wonder Wendy became her own superhero. All of a sudden I realized I didn't want it to be red, white, and blue. I didn't want it to have stars and stripes. I wanted it to be Wonder Wendy. She isn't the same superhero. She's not Linda Carter. I love Linda Carter. But Wonder Wendy is her own superhero. So how did I get that confident? I'm not sure. But over the last few years, I've discovered some incredible self-confidence. And I had a friend actually look at me and say, "You're doing something amazing." And I was kind of like, I'm just having fun. I'm just living my life. And she said, "No, you're at a stage in your life," and she's up here, she's about my age, where most women start to see their lives get smaller. They're retiring. They're told they're no longer sexual. They're told they're no longer capable. Their lives are going to, and it centers around your grandkids or whatever it might be. Go play pickleball. I don't want to do that. But I want my life to get bigger, and I want other people to do the same thing, because we have so much to offer the world. Oddly enough, I lived my 30s and my 20s. I married an Army officer, and I grew up really fast and spent that decade really trying to be who I was supposed to be. By the way, number one piece of advice, don't be who everybody says you're supposed to be, because 9 times out of 10, they're wrong. They've drawn a box and they're trying to fit you into the box they understand. And most of us then alter ourselves to fit the box somebody else gave us. And that happened to me over and over again. That first marriage ended, and then I went into my 30s, and my second marriage was actually to a younger man. And he lived this incredible bohemian life. All of a sudden I found myself living my 20s in my 30s. Because I was with this younger person who is still living that bohemian lifestyle that didn't have 6 different types of stepware for the right type of beverage. And that was kind of a bizarre flip-flop to go through it at that pace. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I did get into a very corporate job track during my 30s, and slowly I started getting more focused on being an adult again, and our lives did not remain in sync. And that was when I realized that it was time to turn into another chapter. So in my 40s, I was divorced twice, had 2 children, and ended up meeting a man who was very corporate and older than myself, and started yet another chapter. Again, let's go back to that don't live in the box somebody tells you should live in.
10 years ago, my husband and I moved to Arizona. He'd sold his business, we retired. And I thought life was feathering our empty nest. And then I realized I do nothing well. And I started modeling. I was what I called a plus-size dinosaur in the modeling world. And oh yeah, when you are over 50, you are ancient. And I was 30 pounds heavier than I am now. So, and I was walking the runway and doing some modeling. So it was a lot of fun. But as that started happening, a friend of mine said, okay, women our age, their lives get smaller, and yours is getting bigger. Can you teach other women how to do that? Well, that's a hell of a charge. And I started looking for answers, which took me to Travis, which took me to branding, which then led me to a podcast coach, and we're doing all the steps along there. So I also have a podcast, and I offer what I call open source programming for the human mind. Take that information that I'm putting out there and readjust your brain and think about your life differently.
wonder-full bucket list life. And I always have to clarify, most people figure a bucket list is something that you're going to do before you die. Do not plan on dying. Guess what? Whether you plan on it or not, it's eventually going to happen. Plan on living. We fail to plan to live. So the bucket list is that list of things that you go, dang, that sounds cool. Let's put that on the list. Say yes. Add more to your list. Don't subtract from your list. Don't say once this is done, I'm going to die. Who knows how much time you have? You could be the next Betty White. You may have another 70 years. Who knows? They're curing everything these days. So live, plan to live, do more, say yes, and enjoy it. That's the bucket list. It's kind of like that agape cup, that cup that just overflows. The more love you give, the more it fills instead of a diminishing. Same with the bucket list. The more you fill it, the more full it gets, the more exciting it gets, the better your life gets.
But don't tell me it's because you're too old. Tell me it's because you aren't ready to do it. And so stop hiding behind your age. I'm 59 years young. And I am not letting my age stop me from doing anything that doesn't have an age limit, you know.
I love it.
And even then, sometimes I go, yeah, I can do that. By the way, I just put in a job application to be a rally back at the D-backs because I thought that would be so much fun next year. I know, I'm turning 60 next year, and I'm like, I want to be the the oldest D-back rally back ever. D-backs be listening, I want a job.
I've had a lot of tumbles. You know, I buried my first 2 babies. That wasn't fun. That was a real tough period of my life. And now I have an exploding family that defies logic. And most of them I keep on the East Coast because they're a lot all at once. But I love this family, and my family isn't just the people I'm related to, it's the people I work with in my sorority and at the art museum and all the communities that I build here. Phoenix is a remarkable place for connectivity, and I am delighted to be around so many powerful people that inspire me and that I can inspire in return.
So what are we choosing to put in our bucket as we go through our bucket list life? Are we putting heavy things in there that maybe we shouldn't be lifting, that we shouldn't be carrying, the burdens that are other people's burdens? And while we love and support other people in our lives, you need to be careful not to pick up their burdens and make them your own, because they're going to take up space in your bucket. And unfortunately, no matter who you are, there is a limited amount of space in your bucket. You need to choose what you want in your bucket list life. So make sure you don't pick up other people's boulders. They're too heavy for them to carry and definitely too heavy for you to carry. And maybe you shouldn't be carrying them in the first place.
I really want to expand that circle even more. I'm looking for opportunities to speak and talk to groups and invite people into this world. Because I really believe if we all start elevating our vibration and living our fullest lives and being our best selves, we can change the world. There's so much negativity out there. And I want to surround myself with people who affirm the positivity and that can-do spirit and be their best selves. And that doesn't necessarily mean being a gajillionaire. Some people, you know, that's all they want. That's what they see in life. Are you going to be happy when you're like that? What's going to make you happy? And I encourage people to live the life they want to have. I'm reaching out to the world and asking everyone to become a bucket lister. I'm Wonder Wendy. I want everyone to have a wonderful bucket list life and be a bucket lister.